let's just forecast something right now. We're saying that this is like episode 10, maybe?
10 to 12.
Okay, cool. So I just want to announce this is episode 10, and we have reached 250,000 subscribers each.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I tagged on the little teaser where I put a screenshot of each of our channels with the numbers. And I'm going to tag that to the end of every episode so we can watch the numbers grow. We can see you were at 10.5 and I was at 13 point something. So I think that'd be fun.
I'll tell you one thing I don't appreciate is your number being higher than mine.
Well, tell those bitches to sign up.
How can we work on that? How can we work that?
Subscribe. So if you're watching this, so the people who are watching ARMTV, it's about 10% that are subscribed. So 90 out of 100 people are watching the content, but not clicking subscribe, which is kind of annoying. Like you continue to watch, but you're not subscribing.
Okay, I got a new rule. Look at my face. You cannot watch my channel unless you subscribe. If I find out a person is watching, but they are not subscribed, ass whooping coming.
Yeah, that's annoying. 8 out of 10 are not subscribing. Bullshit.
Very, very strange.
So I want to give a shout out to Peter Milano because he's
goodness. What in the hell? You got to run this by me, man. You can't just drop these bums' names just right out in the thing. Like is he on the Mount Rushmore of arm wrestling promoters like he claims?
He's the guy who told me to put everything up on YouTube, which kind of helped get the snowball rolling. So I want to give that little credit that I literally was not thinking it was a good idea. And he goes, you should really do it. We were chatting. So I want to give that little props that you and I are probably talking because Peter Milano said, put the shit on YouTube.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I gotta, Peter Milano is responsible.
Yeah.
Funny thing. Single-handedly ruined my life with that Jerry Carteret match.
You know, I was thinking about my relationship with Peter Milano way back in the message board. And I think in the early days, he was more like a troll. And I think we didn't get along. I think he was busting my balls a lot. So it's funny that I'd become a friend with him and actually started to like him. Because I think in the original days, I think him and I didn't get along, but that's my
big time hater. Yeah. That's how Pete got started. That's how he got started.
He was good at causing trouble on the internet from my memory. So speaking of trolls, I have to say to people out there watching I really know it. I get it. I don't have commenters who are trolling or hating and like negative criticism, like I don't respond well with it. Who's that sexy beast back there?
Ezra just rolled in.
He's got some muscles too, huh?
Yeah, he's got a couple.
Yeah. So anyways, I want you to know, so a couple people called me out for saying, Gary Roberts, you do not accept criticism very well. And I get it. I don't take it very well when you come off with like, hey, this music is shit. Why are you putting up these shit music videos? Like you're making me dizzy. And I'm like, hey man, all this stuff was edited like 15 years ago. It's all going up. Some of it you may not like it, but I'm not gonna re-edit some of it. Anyways, I don't deal well with criticism, and I get it. And I'm just putting that out there that if you're gonna come on and attack me, especially I want to talk to you about John Dabo. Everyone is criticizing me for how I handled that interview, especially in the beginning.
I mean, I can be completely honest, right?
What? YouTube?
You were a little douchebagish right there.
What do you mean?
I mean, seriously, dude. I mean,
people are like, man, are you stable? That's what I want to get at. Do you have a job?
I mean, listen, I judge myself so critically that it's hard for me to have a problem with almost anybody, right? I mean, almost anybody. But, you know, you could have Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like some of those beliefs that you were putting out there, and I don't think I don't really think of you this way, but I got a feeling that probably came off like maybe that you think you're, that you would appear that you think you're better than Dabo, or that his way of life is, because it's obviously, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. But I mean, I know that you were, it was a very tough thing that, because he started off wanting to be real crazy and funny with you. Like, he wanted you to start barking.
Ah, that's laughable. Like what Sam said. Oh, 15 years pro, not worthy. Kiss it right there.
Listen, hey, I need to maintain some sort of control.
Who?
Listen,
Who says?
Listen.
And when he yelled, he wanted you to yell, but you were totally trying to reel him in the entire time. So the times when you finally got his attention, you went right there pretty hard sometimes.
Here's the thing. I read all the comments that people were saying about him, and it was like I was just asking questions that the internet seemed to want to know.
Well, I got you, but I mean, listen, if I come on and ask you the question, hey, why are you playing all this shitty background music? And you know what I mean? Just because I read it in a comment. Listen, I know that you are not a judgmental bad guy. However, I too feel sorry for my man Dabs. And I think that it was, it was as good as it could have been. Someone else probably would have been, harder. And if you didn't go hard, it probably wouldn't have been much of an interview at all.
Here's the thing. We had a conversation for 2 minutes, and he was far saner in the conversation. He wanted to, like, pre-plan. He's like, so what are you going to ask me? And I was like, no, save it for I don't like to pre-plan. I like to be organic. And then he gets on. He's like, blah, 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 and I'm like, I need to set it up. And I was really annoyed that he wouldn't let me talk. Come on, let me finish.
I had to have a cup of coffee.
Let me finish. Anyways, so you're a fan. You would let him come to your tournament. No problem.
Anytime. Yeah.
Some people are like,
no problem with Dabo.
We should ban
and I have
guy.
also too I've been there when he was acting like a weirdo, and it's very uncomfortable. But yeah, I say he's in.
He's in.
But you know what? He pushed the man hard, man. Yeah. And honestly, like, my concern for John is that the violence and the physical, the fact that he can get there so quick, I think that he's living a very dangerous life. So it was concerning to me more than funny. And, because sometimes we want him to be funny as long as we think you're safe. Yeah. But as soon as you're not safe, then it's not funny anymore. So.
But you think I came off as a douche?
I mean, listen, there's no way to talk to him and not come off either him being a complete douchebag or you being a douchebag for asking him terrible questions on a public forum, and then him dancing around the answer or answering it. Like, him just giving a straight answer to your question, it's impossible for you not to be a douchebag to me. Because I think you already knew the answer.
So is douchebaggy to ask if you're on substances or things like that? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, it's very douchebaggery thing. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to drive to Dabo's house and ask him that because you're his boy, right? And it's time to find out about interventions and you're his cousin and all that, no problem. But if John Dabo is my son or my brother, then I'm calling you and say, hey, my man, when my brother takes his teeth out and starts clack-a-lacking them and takes 15 minutes for you to reel him in, the answer to the question is probably not going to be good for my mom and our aunt. So
he wanted to come on the show, bro.
No doubt. Yeah, just like he wanted to go to his family reunion.
All right.
All right.
You know the thing I missed. I want to he talked about swallowing his teeth and having to shit them out. I did not catch that.
He also was putting Ray Code on tilt, wasn't he?
Oh, I didn't even know who that was. Who is it?
Well, I'm sure Ray Cody might want to know. Make sure that episode is on your channel, because it looked to me like he more or less called Ray Cody some sort of a massive steroid drug dealer that took care of every arm wrestler in NorCal or Central Cal or something. So
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just saying that's a pretty substantial.
But who is Ray Cody?
Ray's the guy that runs the top roll. It's a top roll, or no, Country Crush. The Country Crush handle. He kind of manufactured that. Good guy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I'm trying to manage the time. We're now at 30 minutes, so
I got all day, baby. I got all day.
Are we allowed to talk about steroids at some point?
Of course. I think that there's no reason not to. I just would be careful saying that Gary Roberts was the chief supplier of the U.S. national team between the years of 2007 and 2009. I would imagine that if in case you were supplying steroids, you would not like it if our podcast gave that information out. So
okay, yeah. Steroids is a topic for another day.
Love
okay.
It.
I'd like to give a shout out to Uncle John's arm wrestling show After Dark.
After that disrespectful shit.
I love that guy.
Uncle John. The only thing I know about Uncle John that I hate more than anything is how good he is at the podcast.
He's really good.
Yeah, I hate that. It's like him and Devon. I hated Devon because of his arm wrestling skills, and I hate Uncle John because of his podcast skills.
Yeah, he's really good, and I wish him all the success in the world. In fact, go sign up for his channel too, because he deserves more.
What's up with that guy? Is he an arm wrestler, or where's he?
Yeah. Well, I just remember we used to hang out back, like, you remember Josh Handeland and all those guys, like kind of that level of arm wrestler back in the day. They were all, new, young, excited.
Hey, Josh guy got pretty good.
Yeah. So he was like one of those guys that like was at that level back in the day. Was like,
when you say
coming in,
was he a Minnesota guy too, or just you're drawing reference to the level?
I can't remember if he was from Minnesota, but I remember we were all hanging out like together, and they were all like kind of the same. It's funny to see them now like as experts, because back in the day they were like at the Arnolds, but watching. Watching the big
everybody
guys.
That arm wrestles that finds a newer arm wrestler is an expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you're an expert. You're an expert on arm wrestling.
Oh, speaking of, oh my gosh, this is fun. I'm reviewing all these episodes, and you talk about how you, by reffing, how you just sort of became a natural at seeing what was going on at the table. And, just helped you being so close to the action that you could start to now see what was going on, and it made you a better coach.
And feel it, and feel the tension.
I remember, and I want to say, I'm going to call him out, Leonard Harkless and Bill Collins, both. I think I was putting up a video, and I said something that could be construed as maybe critical, and both those guys, who I love, let's get out, so I don't want to be causing trouble, but they both said, hey, you're the cameraman, stick to your job. And I'm like, I've filmed more matches, I think, than anyone on the planet, and I'm starting to see things, and then I go review it. I watch things in slow motion. How can you say that I haven't learned anything and I don't rate an opinion? I'm like, besides the ref and the arm wrestlers, I'm the closest to the action, and anyone else is. I've now over 30,000 matches filmed. I mean, I've learned a thing or two that like, anyways, it's like when people say, stick to your job, bitch, I don't know, rubs me the wrong way. Just
you should have said, my job is arm wrestling, my man.
Yeah.
And your job is just one part of it. That's what you should have told me.
I mean, how many people have a job as arm wrestling? So it's like, hey, but I have never heard it's like, wow, that's
So we bring them to Vegas. We split them into 3 regions, plus the 3 weight classes.
Oh,
And then we take a picture of the North region. Then we take a picture of the South region. Then we take a picture of the West region. Now, those people are competing against each other in their region, but they're also a team. They're all, you hear them, oh man, the South is the toughest. Man, the North has got way more talent, right?
And which tournament did that get implemented?
It happened the next year, 1 year later, when we ran the whole season of tournaments, right? So we had the regionals, and then you would come back for the finals, right? Depending
and
on
how much, what was like, so when I did the RLTM, we gave away 20 grand prize purse. What was prize purse for like these events?
about 85,000 cash they were giving away. When we did that, it was $20,000 each weight class the year after Vegas. Then we went down to $10,000 because we had those regionals, right? So we had more classes. So we get this thing, dude. And I'm telling you, all of a sudden now you've got you don't have, 6 people finishing 3rd place. You got 18 people finishing 3rd place. You got 18 people finishing 5th place. Now you've got Brian Brandon finishes 2nd place in the West, right?
Yeah.
Brian Brandon is there and all the regions are combined. Brian Brandon's, he wins 1 match and he goes home and tells all his crew that this league sucks, right? But because we had so many guys in the top 5, top 6, we were blowed up, dude. I had them. I had it. So we go to the meeting 3 months later.
Hold on. If you're in the comments, comment down below. This is awesome, right? I mean, sounds like amazing shit right here. I'm not just fanboying.
And it was amazing how many people were interested in their region. And they also cared about your region. They also, people in the good region that finished 3rd place said, man, I could have won the West. I'm getting an address out West next year. Jason Vale lives in New York, brings his Florida driver's license, competes in the South region instead of the North region, right? We got drama everywhere. It was awesome.
Man.
And
okay, hold that thought. I need to check on our time. How are you on time? This is good shit, bro. This is good. Oh my God, bro. I am so like at some point, does Steve Kaplan have this kind of money that he can just burn, that he didn't need a return? Or did he need to make investors happy that he returned?
Yeah, I would say, you know what? That's a good question. I really don't know. I don't know. I've heard that Steve has some billionaire investor guy, but I also know that I heard that before he shut down. And then I heard he was acquiring new monies to restart. So I really don't know. I don't know if Steve Kaplan has $1 million, $5 million, or $1 billion.
Because, here's what I'm saying. Like, my finances, I can go have a Starbucks today and it won't dent. I don't need to ask my wife permission. You could just do that. But I can't buy a car, every day. You know what I mean? It's like, for billionaires, can they throw these kind of tournaments every day and it's like Starbucks to me? Or does it sting? I don't
think the word billionaire is a good thing to use, because if you're a billionaire, I think you're good. You're good.
You're good.
It's the millionaire. It's the millionaire thing. Like Bob Brown's a millionaire.
Like
Bob Brown ain't giving nobody no $20,000 just because he feels like it. You know what I mean?
Well, some people become millionaires because they are smart with their money and they don't just
100%. I don't know if you have $1 million, I don't think you're out of the water right now. Like, you still got to be careful because
it just like events like these, can they last forever? Can they do this forever? And then it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not expecting a return on my Starbucks. I just want it to taste good. But
I do think that they were hoping for and wanting and still do need a return.
Yeah,
which is going to be tough, maybe unless some network feels that it is worth it from a audience and a entertainment standpoint that they can afford, you know, the $1 million per episode type of situation. What's amazing is how much money you can spend.
Yeah.
You know, to do stuff like that.
I mean, because like I've always been a low budget guy. I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, so much money was spent. I heard you say a comment like, I would much rather take that money and have it budgeted out 10 years. So
because I understand now the power of consistency and maybe, you know, you have to be careful dressing up the place too much. Sometimes you dress the place up so nice and all of a sudden now you got a cover charge and a dress code. And now you don't have your people, right? So I would do that. I do that now whenever someone comes to me with some grand $100,000 idea. I'm like, my man, how about if we relax for a second and make sure that the tournament that we have tomorrow has a part 2 coming. Like it never, ever stops, you know?
So these events, you go for a couple years and at some point.
So we're at the height of it, right? The height of it is at the regional, and then we have the finals in 2016, and I win the, well, even before that. So 2015, we have the most amazing regional thing. 2 months later, we go for our little end of the year meeting, and it's a bad meeting. Like I walk in with my chest up, right? Because I done did $332,000 in entry fees for the year, right? Killed it. Well, then they got their little budget over here and they're in the red because of all the production cost. So we lose $740,000 total, but my shit's up. I'm in the black so high, right? I'm telling them, listen, I don't know what to tell you guys except no one has ever ran 117 events in one calendar year that all these other people ran for us, gave us half the entry fees, and we have accumulated over $300,000 in entry fees. We are beasting. That means that we had 2,500 people. Some of them repeat guys, right? A lot of them repeat guys because there were 5 or 6 tournaments in your area that you could go to, and some of them went to 5 or 6 of them. But the fact of the matter is that I'm happy, but they're sad, and they want to make a bunch of changes, including getting rid of the regionals. And I'm like, no, do not. Once you take that guy who finished 3rd in the region and you make him 18th place in the finals, he hates you. Yeah. He hates your organization. He hates your logo. He won't wear the t-shirt anymore. You got to take care of that 80 percentile human being, right? The 100% guy, he doesn't care because he's got the ability to win, right? The 80% guy is good enough that he runs practice, and he's the guy. He's the local guy.
In these regionals, did they have wall banners? Did it look like a wall?
Oh, it was awesome. It was better in the finals. It was better in the finals because we had 700 arm wrestlers in 3 different regions. So 200 in the South, 200 in the North, 300 in the West. It was crazy.
But was the production costs on those events high too?
Unbelievable. And you know what else was unbelievably high is the staff. Because when you got to control 400 people, it means you need a bunch of tables, a bunch of refs, bunch of scorekeepers, bunch of crap. And I get it, right? But you do get to offset some of that with the entry fees. But
so what was the half entry fees? That flew over my head. What do you mean? People hosting events?
Yeah, so in order, you could run a tournament in your region upcoming through the year. All you had to do was participate in one of our events locally in order to come to the regionals. Right?
Oh, gotcha.
And we had all of our people, and I mean all of them. I had Mike Solaris, Craig Touye. The pillars of our fucking sport are running these events for Wall, splitting the proceeds 50-50.
Gotcha. And then all you had to do was go to that event, and you got an invite.
You got an invite to that tournament, and then that made you eligible, an NAL athlete, and then you could then participate in the regional.
NAL athlete or WAL?
I'm sorry, WAL.
Okay.
All this was the NAL. I switched it to the WAL because they ended up, buying that first tournament.
So this meeting, they're like changes.
They want to make all these changes. So,
but it's all because of the money.
just because of the cost of running big tournaments is higher than they wanted to do. So they say, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run just one big tournament next year in the finals. And Travis, your contract will be over in January. I'm like, damn, it's like
what
July.
year?
It's like July. We just finished June. 1 month later, we had the exit meeting. And so now I know that in January, I'm going back to unemployed. I'm like, damn. So immediately I start thinking about the NAL and all this momentum and how I can now.
Wait. Game of Arms is what?
Game of Arms had probably just at that exact point in July got canceled, right?
Were the changes tied to the cancellation of Game of Arms?
I don't probably, but not really. I think that even they kind of knew that writing. Dan Alani and Kaplan knew that it wasn't as strong enough to count on 18 seasons anymore after season 1, but they definitely thought they were going to go season 2, season 3. You know what I mean? So there's still a little bit of momentum, but it's just the cost. The cost is too much. He lost too much money. Plus he hired, IMG and CAA. He got CAA to be his manager and agent. Had to pay a bunch up front. Then he had then he hired IMG to do the filming. I mean, this is the most expensive organization in the world, right? I told him, I'm like, dude, Saban and them could come knock this out. I mean, for like
oh my God.
20 grand. But whatever, dude, he had a TV truck out there, man, 2 of them.
Oh my God, that's
Crazy.
so much money. So
Crazy.
much money.
Crazy.
Rich people spend money.
Well, he told me, Kaplan said, you don't understand. If we want to go talk to Fox and ESPN, it's a lot easier to get in the door with CAA representing you and IMG doing the filming. And I'm like, I got you. He said, we won't use them in the future, but we have to get it in the beginning.
Understood.
No problem. So I'm like, hey, I love IMG. I just ain't paying for them, but as long as you're paying for them, let's go. Right? Just like I'd rather eat at McDonald's, but if you're eating at Ruth Chris, I'm in. Right? It's all good as long as you're paying. So we rock it. He says we got to make some changes. I'm upset. He tells me January, your thing is over. But, Travis, we do have this Supercross situation, and we would like you to work from January to June every weekend at these Supercross events, and we'll pay you $3,000 a week. Well, that's more money. I'm like, damn, now I'm going to lose my 80. This is July. Come January, there's no more 83.34 a month. However, week later, I start these Supercross events for 19 weeks in a row. 24 weeks, 19 gigs in 24 weeks.
Holy shit.
Right? So I start these things. Well.
And was that completely separate from the wall, or was that to help promote the wall?
The wall was being promoted, or the wall was going to promote the Monster Energy booth at the Supercross events.
Okay.
So I get there, and Ben Murray gives me this outline, and I'm supposed to do an introduction. I'm supposed to tell people the arm wrestling tables are open for 8 WL superstars. And then I'm supposed to hand the mic to Devon Larratt for him to go over some rules and stuff. Dude, there are thousands of people at this thing, okay? And I start off with, hey, ladies and gentlemen, the World Arm Wrestling League here representing at the Monster Energy booth. We got the Monster Girls over here. The World Arm Wrestling League is in the house. If you or anybody that you know ever wondered what it's like to take on a real arm wrestler, today's your lucky day, right? Nobody responds to anything. I'm like, great.
Oh.
Give the mic to Devon Larratt. He's like, oh, Secret Arm Wrestling is.
Oh, poor Devon.
Ladies and well, you could beat him in a hook. So I look at Steve Kaplan and Ben Murray. I'm like, my man, do you mind if I rip this fucking stupid paper up that you wrote and give me that mic and I will take care of everything? He's like, oh, no, we got to follow protocol. I'm like, all right, well, Devon's dying right now. He is killing us, right?
Devon had not learned the art of.
He had no fucking clue. He still has no clue. I mean,
he's got to be bad.
Absolute jackass at it, right?
We
he
love
starts
Devon Larratt.
laughing. So he starts laughing.
Devon
He's
Larratt
like,
here at this channel.
and he looks at me and says, Travis, I'm dying. I'm like, you are already dead. Dead. You're the worst, right? So they tell me I got to stay with the plan, right? So 4 hours of this bullshit, right? It's crazy. Finally, Steve Kaplan says, Travis, man, the monster people are just upset, man. Like, this is whack. I'm like, I told fucking Ben Murray to stop doing what he's doing. I got a skit. Just let me do my skit. Y'all dying here. He's like, Travis, go do it.
You're professional.
Are you kidding me? So I got the sledgehammer. I got a bumper plate, and I got a pull-up bar, and I got a 80-pound dumbbell with a rotating handle on it, right? So I'm like, quickly set them up, and I'm like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest cash giveaway at the races is happening right here at the Monster booth. We've got 4 feats of strength out of here. If you can compete and are successful in all 4 events right here, right now, you can win $20,000, right? We ain't got no money.
Hold on. Stop. Travis, we got to leave on a cliffhanger. That's the perfect. Dude, I got to go get my son, dude. I could do this for hours.
$20,000.
Stop.
I'm just saying, you know where to begin next time.
Yeah.
You know where to begin.
Okay.
All right, sounds
Travis,
good. Hey, tomorrow, let's do it.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. It's been a blast. I love this. I mean,
for the record, when I say Devon was bad, I mean real bad. Real bad.
We hope you like the content. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Now click that little bell icon so you get notified. This was Gary Roberts and Travis Bagent live.
Damn it!
Do something else. Don't ever say them 2 names to me.